on QVC2 with a show called Around the Home with Dan. This next item, I still laugh at myself for getting so darned excited about it. But as a germaphobe and a neat freak, this may be the coolest piece of technology. Kylie brought this to me. It was late last summer, and it blew out. I mean, it blew out so quickly that you and I were kind of going, huh? We didn't know what to do with the rest of the presentation. Then you would bring it back, and we could only get it in limited quantities, and it sold out several times in the past.
It has.
This is a vacuum cleaner, but it's more than a vacuum cleaner. It uses tried and true tested UV light to kill germs, to kill bacteria, to kill dust mites, and to get them out of your home. I like this.
It's amazing. This is a cleaning device unlike any other cleaning device you probably have at home, because this device was actually created by a doctor, an immunologist, left the field of medicine to pursue this. He was so passionate about it because he wanted to tackle the things in our home that sometimes make us not feel great, but that we can't see. Microscopic particles and things like E. coli, staph, influenza A. So this device will vacuum up things down to 0.3 microns in size. So that's your pet dander, pollen, dust, but it also kills and sanitizes 99.9% of things like staph, E. coli, influenza A with 5 seconds of exposure. It's for your hard to launder fabric surfaces, so mattresses, couches, drapes, you know, everything you can't throw in the washing machine, you're gonna get nice and RAYCOP clean.
Earlier in the program, I introduced, and it's a great piece of equipment from the folks at Dyson, was their air multiplier with the air filtration, with the HEPA filtration. The only thing about that is for those filters to trap something, the air has to be moving through it. You can't pass a mattress through an air filter. So this goes to the source of the problem. Any soft surface, anything you have in your home, your mattress, your sheets, your coverlets, your teddy bears, the throw pillows, the dog bed, all of those have dust mites living in them.
They sure do. And what's cool about this device, so you can see that light that's right there, it's actually a very specific calibrated suction. That's why we can go over things like sheets and bedding
suck them up. You
without
can't do that
sucking
with a
them up.
regular
Because
vacuum.
think about it, if you did that with your regular vacuum, that would pull everything in, damage your vacuum, damage the surface. We can glide beautifully over these drapes. We can glide beautifully over our pillows, because here's the reality,
The
Dan.
first thing I did.
We lay our heads down at night. We think we're going to sleep, but we're not sleeping alone. There are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dust mites in those soft surfaces. And if you didn't know, the dust mite is a member of the arachnid family.
Which are
It's
spiders.
like a little mini translucent spider. We can't see them. And it's not just the dust mites. It's the dust mites' unhatched eggs, which this light actually alters the DNA of the unhatched eggs.
So they can't hatch.
So it reduces the hatch rate. And it's also the dust mite poo.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, but
Well,
RAYCOP cleans that up for you.
I'll give you, by the way, you'll never sleep again.
Yeah, I know, I'm sorry.
Dust mites live off of the skin cells that you and I as human beings slough off naturally, and so do our pets. That is their meal. Then, as any animal will do, once they ingest something, they have to dispose of something else, which is, again, dust is dust mite poo.
Yeah.
So this unit, what you couldn't tell underneath is that there's a series of fingers that dance. And by dancing, they actually break the bond that these dust mites have to holding the fiber.
Yeah.
And it sucks them up.
They vibrate so fast. So this is what your regular vacuum can't do. There's that pulsating pad right here. So watch when we turn this on. It's going to vibrate so fast. Coupled with
that
that.
doesn't hurt you.
No.
But again, when it's on a soft surface like your pillow or a towel or the bed linens, what have you, again, it's shaking up the world of the things that you want to suck up.
It yes, for sure.
Watch this.
Well, and it's because dust mites, well, they have claws. So when they have claws, they're attached to those surfaces. You have to help them release the grip. Your traditional vacuum can't do that. So imagine these are the little dust mites in all of your hard to launder fabric surfaces. You can see what an incredible job RAYCOP does at helping them release their grip and then getting them up. Watch, and I'll even turn this to the side too, so you guys can see the cyclone that it's creating.
This is so unique. And again, it's the perfect amount of suction
power.
that it vacuums up what we want to vacuum up, which are the naughty, nasty, gross things that live, breathe, and live in our soft surfaces. but it doesn't suck up the fabric itself.
No, very specifically designed.
You can glide it over a fabric. Now, you can try to use your regular vacuum to do this, but your regular vacuum isn't going to make it work. No. That UV light is an effective way of killing things like bacteria, spores, some of the things that we're really worried about this time of year when people are getting sick.
That's right. So it's a 6-inch bar. Now, if we could take the lights down, you guys will see what happens with this. So it's not just cleaning on the surface. That UV light is penetrating down. Now, this box is full of a polyfill, very similar to what we would have in our pillows, in our comforters. Our dog beds. Our dog beds. So with 5 seconds of exposure to this UVC light that's in here, remember, created by a doctor, it's killing 99.9% of things like staph, E. coli, influenza A, but this isn't just topically cleaning down. You can see that deep down clean that light's getting.
I'm no longer satisfied with the appearance of clean in my home. I want it really clean.
Right.
You know, it's funny, when I first got married and we had my baby girl, my ex-wife thought I was crazy because once a week I would take Allison's teddy bear, put it in a Ziploc bag, and put it in the freezer. And she goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I don't want her hugging dust mites." Then she got scheming out, and we needed to buy a bigger freezer. But I can't get the entire mattress.
And I don't know that actually works, to tell you the truth. That might be one of those old tales that they told you. But we know for a fact that this actually can target those dust mites created by a doctor for the microscopic particles in our home to attack them. So it's lightweight. It weighs, just about 7 pounds. So you can take this with you. Works like an iron. And to show you how effective it is, over top of this, faux mattress we have is a bunch of powder to simulate a very fine particulate.
Like baby powder on
we did. So actually, I'm going to plop this down for 1 second. We're going to cover this up. So even if it's not, mattress stripping day and you're cleaning your sheets, RAYCOP is very effective.
Well, okay, how old is the mattress on your bed?
Oh God, mine's old. Mine's old.
So I'm going to ask a rhetorical question to everyone at home. When's the last time you had your mattress cleaned? And the answer is, for most of us, never. Ever.
No, and I've heard weird stats too that your mattress actually weighs more when you get rid of it because of what's in it from, the dust mites and the skin scales and the dust mite poo. So you're saying I'm just gliding this along. It's not sucking up that sheet right in here.
No,
this can do.
The engineering on this thing is one of the coolest I've ever seen. It sells out almost every time that we've had it. Oh, look at that. Look at that path. It got all of that clean.
All of that clean. So even through those other sheets, it was able to take that fine particulate. Remember, the HEPA filtration in this will get things down to 0.3 microns in size. So that's your dust, that's your pet dander, that's your pollen, that's a lot of those allergens that we all have. And no matter how clean we are, no matter how much you vacuum, we all have that dust mite.
And they live in the soft surfaces of your home. Which, think about how many soft surfaces you've got. Every throw pillow that you've got, every piece of soft upholstery, it's going to be the dog bed, your pillows that lay on your bed, the sofa itself, teddy bears. That's what you want to use this on. We've got some animation that'll better explain how it works.
Well, and you think about it, you lay your head down, but you're not really laying down alone. So this is the RAYCOP technology. Now imagine your bed, if you could look at it underneath a microscope here, all of the particulates that you would see.
Do I have to?
No, I know, I'm sorry. You're never gonna not think about it now after you're seeing this. Dust mites, skin scales, the dust mite poo, their unhatched eggs, RAYCOP tackles all of that. It's a 4-part system. So a pulsating pad, very calibrated suction, 2-part filtration, a big dust cup, and also HEPA filtration, and then you've got that UVC light. So all inside this one device that was created by a doctor. And I think that's why people are raving about it, loving it, because you've never used a cleaning device like this before. This is something new, something unique. Do you want me to show that?
Yeah, and how do you empty it?
So the big dust cup.
This little thing pops out of the center.
This pops out of the center right here, pops right back down. When you clean this, submerge this into water because you don't want this actually going back up in the air. So I would recommend cleaning it out every single time. Now this guy right here, this one's so gross. This was from my actual house. Now I always use my regular vacuum before I use my RAYCOP to get the bigger particulates because this is designed for microscopic things. But this is all of the stuff that it picked up. That's dog hair, that's dust mites.
You just released it.
I'm touching does
the fact
my
that you're touching it.
We'll put that back in there. So clean this, it's super easy.
This is when my show becomes Fear Factor.
Here you go.
All right, just okay.
Take it back.
I'll tell you what, the first thing I will recommend that you do when you get this at home, we give you a 30-day money-back guarantee on everything that we sell here at QVC. There's a 1-year limited manufacturer's warranty on this as well.
I'm gonna take your bear.
What I'm urging you to clean when you get this at home is your mattress. And I promise you, 5 minutes of cleaning time on your mattress, and you see what you pulled up, and you will be so pleased that the bald germophobic guy talked you into buying this.
I know, this product was made for you.
Yes, it was. But then, I want you to consider that what you see in the dust cup is only the particles big enough for the human eye to see, that this also was working on a microscopic level, killing dust mites, changing the DNA of their eggs so they can't reproduce, and that's all done with the UV light. How much did you get out of it the first time you cleaned your mattress?
Oh, it's insane. Well, and you can kind of see it. It's a little bit harder to see, but this was a brand new filter right here. This is a QVC mattress that just lives in the warehouse.
And that filter is a permanent filter. You don't have to replace it.
That's a permanent filter. The HEPA filter you do replace, but it lasts a long time.
Yes.
This one's washable and reusable. HEPA lives on the back side of it. But you're seeing in just those few passes of what it's picked up. And this isn't even a mattress that people lay and sleep on. This is just a mattress that's here.
I've already explained to my wife, if for any reason I have to go to the hospital,
oh no,
this damn thing's going with me.
Going with you.
Okay?
You can travel
it's
with this.
going with me.
You should take it to hotels.
No, you don't understand. I will not travel to a hotel without this thing in my luggage. I sleep better knowing that things are cleaner. And I've never seen a vacuum that can give us that effective suction and yet not suck up the sheet itself or the pillowcase. It's brilliant.
Well, and that's because it was designed by a medical doctor. So imagine these are those dust mites, microscopic particles. Because it's vibrating, because the suction is very specific, it's actually helping them release their grip, because dust mites, they have their little claws and they're holding on for dear life. That UV light.
Like they should.
Like they should. That UV light is also sanitizing that surface, altering the DNA of those unhatched eggs.
Yep.
And it's also killing 99.9% of things like staph, E. coli, and influenza A. So the suction, the vibration, the light, all coupled with the dual filtration is what makes this so effective. So when we turn this on, you're gonna see the action of that UV light working. So one more touch is gonna activate it. 6-inch UV light bar.
How deep is this?
This box is about almost a foot.
Okay.
So that's going down really far. So think about it, if anybody has, influenza A in your home, sanitize those surfaces. You're not spraying a chemical.
Exactly.
You're doing an effective job with just the RAYCOP.
This is the very first piece of equipment of its kind I had ever seen for home use here in the United States. And it's done so well, which makes me feel better on another level, that it means I'm not the only nut that worries about this stuff all the time.
No, well, and that's
the thing. This is sold out almost every single time that you and I have presented.
It really has, and it's because people haven't seen this kind of technology before. We all have vacuums. This doesn't replace your vacuum.
Right.
You use it in conjunction. I say vacuum first if it's the couch, and then use this, but it's a different level of clean, created by a medical doctor who left the field of medicine. He was an immunologist to really pursue this because he was so passionate about this. He wanted to clean the unseen.
How often should you use it?
I use it every time I change my sheets on my bed. So however often you do that, remember you can use this with the sheets still on. I personally use it every single time I vacuum my couch because I have 4 dogs, so it's getting pet dander, pollen, dust.
And I worry about their health too.
Totally, yeah. So. And it's when you use it, it's hard to explain because it's working at a microscopic level, but when you use it for the first time, your house feels cleaner.
No,
for me, it felt
I
cleaner.
completely agree.
So I want to use it all the time.
Completely agree. Can we do that demo again?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. You see the cleaning path that it already took here. We're going to cover this back up and we'll take a couple more passes at it.
Again, we put a fine powder, like a baby powder on here. And I urge you to, again, try this on your bed and see what it doesn't pull up the very first time that you use it. And you'll be glad that you own it.
Bed, couches, mattresses, drapes, any of those hard to launder fabric surfaces that we can't just throw inside the washing machine, couple passes, 5 seconds of exposure, you're sanitizing, but you're also getting off those microscopic particles.
Clean path. Oh, that makes me so happy.
I know. I knew you would love
that.
that.
The fact that you touched that.